I'm Maddie.
I'm Amber. And we're Witches Talking Tarot.
We are the weirdos in this one.
I get soft like a sailor snubble. Flip the switch and let the cauldron bubble. Sam.
Wow.
Hi, everyone. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Amber.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And I just want to say, blessed Samhain,
Happy Halloween. Samhain blessings, everyone.
Yes. Oh, God, this is my favorite holiday.
Yes.
I say that about all the
Absolutely.
holidays. I'm like,
But Halloween, like,
Halloween,
all my
Samhain.
life, it has been Halloween.
Mhm.
I love every single thing about Samhain. I love every single thing about Halloween.
Me too. They're two different things, but I love them both.
Yes.
For me, Halloween is very like we were talking early, or late 90s, early 2000s aesthetic. You've got the black and the orange and the green and the purple, and you've got the cheesy masks and costumes.
The rubber bats. Oh my God, the rubber bats.
Yes.
And you've got the fake spider webs, which aren't good for the environment, guys. I know, party pooper, but they're
Right,
really
no,
not
they're
good
not.
to use. So like inside, that's fine, but outside, they're bad for the
You've got the
animals.
treats and the
Oh.
pumpkin.
Yes,
you
you got
know?
ghosts made out of garbage bags.
Yes.
And then ghosts walking around made out of sheets with eye holes. cut in them.
Yes. Charlie Brown.
Yes, the
Halloween.
great pumpkin,
I
Charlie
got a
Brown.
rock.
Garfield Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Garfield Halloween.
Halloween Town. I love the Halloween Town show.
Disney Halloween. Oh my
Yes.
God, Disney Halloween. It's got an amazing soundtrack. We've got Bad Moon Rising. We've got Evil Woman. There's other songs, but those are two of my favorite. They're on like every single Halloween playlist I own,
Mhm.
or by own I mean created.
Right. I love me some
My
nostalgic Halloween,
favorite day.
but I also love me some Samhain, which
I love the spiritual
the
aspect.
spiritual aspect. It's
As an ancestral
Mhm.
path follower, like this is my holiday.
oh yeah.
I mean, this is my whole year,
Mhm.
but this is also my holiday.
I get you 100%. I love doing workings. My go-to, I love doing meditations where like I will sit there and literally astral project into this area. I call it's kind of like the in-between. It's not really the other side. It's almost like the sitting on the veil. And just in these meditations I've had, they're so therapeutic. You just sit there and you converse and you talk with those you have lost, and they hug you, and it's not like a normal hug, but they're there and you're talking, and it's such an intense, strong meditation / astral projection. And would I call it a ritual? No. I mean, I don't know what I would call it, but
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's nice. But
Well, and I enjoy what I do by myself as
Mhm.
well for the spiritual aspects of Samhain. But today we'll be talking about
children or families.
spiritual Samhain.
For the family. Yes. All right. Sorry, I won't
Yes.
get off on that. on my things. But like
But last year we talked all about ways to celebrate.
I think I
Samhain
mentioned
yourself.
my meditation actually.
Yeah,
Definitely check that out.
absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
100%.
But some great ways to celebrate the spiritual aspect as well as the fun holiday aspect with kids. I think obviously let's mention trick-or-treating. Like
Well,
kids,
yeah,
yes.
absolutely. There's the ritual involved in trick-or-treating, and that is spiritual.
It
Like,
is spiritual in
it
itself.
follows a historical ritual, which
Mhm.
we talked about last year when we talked about Samhain previously. Like we talked about the fact that by following the traditions from the past, we're holding and honoring this
Mhm.
energy and helping it be, helping the cycle flow as it's supposed to.
Mhm.
Because by engaging with that energy as opposed to ignoring it,
Mhm.
we're helping the wheel keep on spinning.
One have to say I love American Halloween. I think a lot of people love
I
American
love American Halloween.
because like America is one of the only places that we do it the way we do it, and that's like stereotypical Halloween, I guess, for us. I don't know. I mean, I swear I see people like online that are like from the UK and stuff. Like, I wish I was in America during Halloween. Yeah,
I'm too busy on Halloween to be like I
you guys
am
are having
always,
a fucking blast.
yes,
Like,
yeah, because like I mean, there's spiritual Samhain for the family. Trick or treating is absolutely a part of
Mhm.
it because that's where you introduce your kids to the rituals. of Halloween.
Yes. Getting
It's a
dressed
ritual.
up.
Yes.
Carving
Carving,
pumpkins. For
exactly.
protection. You're doing
Right,
it for
you're doing
protection
it
for your house.
protection for your
But also
home.
it's a little tradition you can do with
Right.
your kids.
Absolutely.
Were you there or was it Lindsay? I carved pumpkins with my kids
It was
last year.
Lindsay, yeah.
Oh my God. Did you see the little eyes? I
Yes.
loved it so much. It
Oh,
was it had
yeah.
like the
I
big
mean-
ass pumpkin, tiny ass face.
Oh yeah, like that's one thing my kids have not grown out of is
Uh-huh.
carving pumpkins, and it makes me very happy because even my daughter that doesn't like Halloween,
Uh-huh.
she still gets in on that ritual with the family. We usually put on, like, when it's just me by myself, I put on the movie Halloween because
Uh-huh.
that's my own personal tradition.
Mhm.
But with the kids, we put on literally all that stuff we talked about at the very beginning. The cartoon ones,
Yeah.
like Disney Halloween, Garfield's Halloween, Winnie the Pooh's Nightmare, like all the kid cartoons.
Mhm.
Sometimes I put Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the 90s show on,
Mhm.
you know,
Oh, I
but
love
it's,
that.
you know, and it's a ritual that my daughters and I hold together. And even though maybe they're not all carving the pumpkin for protection purposes,
Mhm.
it's still a ritual for
Mhm.
the protection of our household because
Right.
these are going outside to be protection
Mhm.
during that night when
Mhm.
the veil is so very thin and the dead do walk the earth, you know.
Mhm.
But, you know, there's so many different aspects outside of the trick-or-treating ritual and tradition that you could have spiritual Samhain
Mhm.
interactions. Like you could have a picnic in the cemetery or in a
yeah.
park near a cemetery
Mhm.
and explain to your children why we are honoring the dead today, or the
Mhm.
fact that Halloween and Samhain are about honoring the dead, because the honoring of the dead is one of the biggest or main aspects of the holiday.
Well,
you know?
and kids are smart. They get
Yeah.
things. Traditions stick so quickly.
do.
You know.
They absolutely do. I mean, like one of the spiritual traditions that I have with my family,
Mhm.
and it's just who wants to participate, is we go through and we address all of our ancestors
Mhm.
and, you know, speak their name aloud and give an offering into the fire, like the
Mhm.
main fire in the hearth, to our ancestors together, because these are our shared ancestors. And also, you know, like, you know, I might call out ancestors on my dad's side, so my mom is not connected with those ancestors, and my daughter will call out some on my husband's side,
Mhm.
and I may not be connected with those ancestors, but we are all connected. And
Mhm.
as a family, we are honoring everybody's
Mhm.
ancestors together, which to me, whenever it's been possible, it's happened 3 times now. And it's just, it's so beautiful. It's nice to do alone, but to do it as a family, to honor your ancestors by name, I just found that to be one of the most spiritual ways that I've ever celebrated Samhain.
Mhm.
Like honestly, like when we talk about spiritual Samhain for the family, like that was like my biggest thing that I was in my head, because it was such a beautiful experience, and my daughter really enjoyed being involved, and my mom really enjoyed being involved, and it was nice. It was nice. And you can do that with little kids as well,
Oh yeah.
you know, because
Absolutely.
especially if they've lost a grandparent
Mhm.
or, you know, an aunt or an uncle.
Or a pet.
Yeah, or
you
a
know?
pet.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like a lot of the traditions that most families hold, like we had mentioned, the trick-or-treating and the doing the jack-o'-lanterns, a lot of those are spiritual in themselves. So while you may
Yes.
be creating these traditions that don't appear super spiritual, they
They
really
are. Yeah, they're steeped in
I
spirituality.
mean, kitchen witch wise, didn't you say your mom used to make
Always
what?
chili.
Chili.
Yep, like what we're gonna have later tonight. Happy Halloween.
Yes, I'm so ready for that chili. It
But,
smells so
yeah.
good in here.
Because I mean, like, it was a tradition, but also from a spiritual aspect,
Mhm.
we're intaking a lot of peppers, a lot of
Yes.
things that are for banishing and
Garlic.
protection.
Mhm.
Yes, garlic, onions, peppers, all these things that as you're out there walking
Mhm.
along with the haints at night, they will not be coming at you because you are exuding an essence
Yes.
of protection.
Yes.
For one night only, at least, it's in the blood.
Right. No, literally. Well,
Literally.
maybe 2 nights, 20,
Yeah.
you know what I
Right,
mean?
right, yeah.
But yeah, seriously. And I mean, you could go all out. The decorations themselves, you know.
Decorating is so
Mhm.
spiritual. Like,
Well, I mean, you're
It's
hanging things
family
up for
time.
protection, and you're
Yeah.
hanging it, like you said, it's family time. So you're bringing the family together. Maybe you've got a candle going or something for the ancestors. You're all, you know, working together. You're hanging up, let's see,
I mean,
spooky
you're
things
right.
to keep out the
Exactly.
spirits.
You're
Garlic.
decorating your home with the dark things that will keep the other dark things from realizing that you're a thing of light,
Yeah.
because that's where the tradition of
Mhm.
decorations and costumes comes from. And you're literally embodying that spirit
And the
as you
kids love
decorate.
it. I mean, they're like, oh, and a
Yes.
little witch hanging up. You
Right,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Oh my God, my sister had a witch from the Dollar Tree, and every time you walked by it, it went, then it broke and wouldn't shut the fuck up. And it just kept
Oh
going,
God, until it just like
died.
out
Oh my
slowly.
gosh.
And then it was like,
Oh
No,
God.
was it?
Yeah, I don't know, but good God. It was
Oh,
annoying.
God.
And I imagine it would annoy spirits too. They're like, okay, that's a fucking witch. And
Right.
she
This bitch, she don't know when the party's over.
right, right. You know, something else you can do. I'm just thinking is if you have some spray, Amber makes sprays. Like, let's not talk onto the veil. I'm talking protective sprays,
Right.
sage me, things like that. Before you go trick or treating, just a quick little, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That would be a very good thing to incorporate some protection into your night
Mhm.
out trick or treating.
Right,
You
right.
know,
Or put
'cause-
some oils on or something.
I mean, like, because I definitely, for me, it's always been like a spiritual thing with the family, because I've always known about the origins of Halloween
Right.
as an older individual. So like, I did take protection into mind. Like, they ate peppers and garlic and onions before we went trick or treating. But if you don't like those kinds of foods, or you're getting fast food because it's easier, that is a great idea.
Sonic got their 50-cent corn dogs today because it's Halloween. Shout out, but they're also going to be extremely fucking busy, and it sucks.
And also, what is it? Papa Murphy's, that take and bake jack-o'-lantern pizza.
Oh, really? That's
awesome.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. We did that a couple of years.
Dude,
but, you know,
everybody
peppers,
stops by the fucking
onions.
Sonic for the 50-cent corn dogs, and
Oh,
they'll
I
be
know.
ordering like 50 at a fucking time because there's no limit.
Right. Which is crazy. No, my kids, three of my four daughters have worked at Sonic now. One of them didn't work there during Halloween, but the two that did complained the fuck out of that.
Oh, it was awful. And the thing is, like, so many people are ordering them, the oil is getting cooler.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're not getting cooked as well.
And then people are bitching and complaining because they're not fully cooked. But there's literally nothing that can be done. Like, when you have people ordering 50 plus at a time all night long, the oil's
right.
Gonna, it
well,
doesn't
exactly,
get a
because
chance
like
to heat, you know.
they don't give you any credit for the fact that like your equipment's not designed for shit.
No,
like
it's not.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, you're running a promotion, but that doesn't mean that you ordered like a new fryer for the one day a year that it'll be like, no. Like, that's not how this shit works.
They got so mad because they got a corn dog that was kind of burnt, but when you bit into it, it was raw. And that was simply that was a fryer situation.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, people always complain, Pizza Hut, that's their busiest night of the year. And they complain about delivery, but it's like, these delivery drivers are out there
trying not to run
fucking
over kids.
right?
Yes.
So they have to go like 10 times slower than normal. And, you know, it's their busiest night of the year, which means they're backed up all night long, you know, and it's like, convenience is great and all, but take that spiritual aspect into your meal too. Give some grace to those people who are preparing your dinner. I didn't think I was going to talk about that.
I know.
Give some grace, man.
Yeah, seriously, because it's the same thing with New Year's Eve. People be ordering pizza on New Year's Eve, or you know, going out to eat on New Year's Eve, and it's just like, oh my God.
And it's you know, when you talk about going out to eat like that, and it's like, as somebody who worked in the restaurant business and was raised in the restaurant business, it's like Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. If these people are serving you their meal, they're obviously not doing any of the stuff you have the opportunity to do.
Exactly.
So give them a little grace, man. Like Mother's Day is one of the busiest days in a sit-down restaurant.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
Father's Day isn't as busy because people usually grill, but Mother's Day, everybody takes their mom out.
I saw a funny TikTok, and it was Texas Roadhouse employees preparing for Father's Day. And I was like, that bitch was busy. Dude.
Well, I mean,
like
probably busier than a lot of other restaurants on
Right.
Father's Day, but like Mother's Day is the one.
Really?
Yes. Mother's Day is the busiest day in a sit-down restaurant. Like, seriously, like every fucking body.
I
takes
I
their mom
imagine
out
Texas
to eat.
Roadhouse it's a steakhouse. You know
Right,
what I
yeah.
mean? So
But I mean, because Father's Day is in the middle of the summer and a
Mhm.
lot of people grill out for
Oh,
Father's Day, it's nowhere near as busy.
ooh, that makes
Like,
me want I just realized I was gonna sound like what's her name? Coolidge from that
it makes me want a hot dog real bad.
I was gonna say fucking a jalapeno popper, but same.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Well, and I mean, from that spiritual aspect of following your intuition, cravings are something that, I would definitely recommend for meal purposes on Samhain.
Uh-huh.
If you have a certain craving on Samhain, that would be a great thing to feed your family. Because I think you're having that craving for a reason.
Well, and Samhain, the problem is not the environment, but like weather.
It's
I
such a
think
busy day if you have kids. And
well, last year I think it was cold. Was it cold? I think it was the first cold Halloween / Samhain that we have had in a long time. Because I remember my friend or my aunt or cousin, excuse me, everyone. We all went trick-or-treating together. And her daughter was like, I want to go home.
right?
Like,
'Cause
what the
I'm
fuck?
always-
You want to go home? No, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
You
I was
kid. Like, what the?
I guess it was colder than the last couple of years. Because I was like, we've definitely had much colder Halloweens here than last year.
Because I remember there were times when Halloween was so warm you didn't have to wear a jacket.
Yeah, no. And then there's Halloweens where like it snows and you have to put a coat on over your costume and you are
pissed off.
Pissed. Oh my
Dude,
God.
I was Jasmine one year.
Pissed.
I was Jasmine one year, and my mom was like, you have to wear a white long sleeve shirt under your costume. You got me fucked up. Jasmine's stomach shows.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna know who I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes. No, I get it. Because like same, but I would put something under my costume rather than putting my coat on.
Yeah.
So it's like that was always my fine. I'll put a sweatshirt on under it because I did not want to cover my costume with my fucking coat. I don't care if it's snowing. Because like when I lived in Pennsylvania, it snowed on Halloween.
I'm sure it did. That's up north.
Fucking snowed. That's some bullshit. It's Halloween.
I don't think I've ever had a snowed Halloween.
Yeah. I know here 1 year it was so cold. Like my kids had to wear their gloves and have winter coats and they were mad about it. Like they were mad about
bullshit.
It was cold as shit though. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But I did not want 3 sick kids.
My kid, oh God, he pissed me off last year. First of all, he went into somebody's house. I don't know if I told you that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they
time.
were cooking, but it smelled good as shit. Like, I don't know if they were making like chili or spaghetti or something, but it was a nice house. And I had to grab my kid. And then he fell down some other people's stairs, like tumbled down the stairs,
And
which
you're
was
always
hilarious.
like, oh my God, don't make me look like such a bad parent
Oh,
in front of people.
Yeah, for laughing. Like, just like everybody's like, okay. And there was then he just by the end of the night was just, I can do it myself. I don't want to hold your hand. I can
hate that
trick-or-treat
stage.
by myself.
Oh, or when you're taking somebody else's kid trick-or-treating with y'all and they're like, I don't want to walk. My feet hurt. Well, I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Oh my God. Those
like, why'd you wear high heels, girly?
Yeah,
like,
right.
You knew what this was.
Dude.
This is Halloween.
He would make me so mad because, like, literally on the way home, because we went this way and then we did like a huge turn and we're heading home. I can do it myself, but then he'd want to run off. If you lose a kid on Halloween,
you're not finding them.
you're not finding
unless you
them.
made that costume. I mean,
Exactly.
maybe, but
how many little Spider-Mans are there?
right? Oh God.
I know.
And you know what? I'm just gonna take a soapbox moment here to throw out with the spiritual aspect of Halloween and trick-or-treating. None of that car bullshit. It's so bad for the environment. It's bad for your car too. It's bad for the environment. And if you're letting your kids get all sugared up anyway, may as well let them walk that shit off. But like, it's dangerous for other trick-or-treaters when you're out there in your cars. Everybody's walking except for you guys. Granted, it's become the culture to do it in the cars, but it's so bad for the environment and it's so dangerous for the people who are doing it the way that most people do with walking. Like, that is a pet peeve of mine.
Everybody's gonna be,
and it's really fucking bad. Like, the air quality when you have to walk through these clouds of exhaust because these parents are sitting here running their car and you're walking through a gauntlet of like 8 cars. I'm sorry, like, I can't fucking breathe.
unpopular opinion. Please don't roll your eyes, because I know my husband be pissing me off with this. It's okay to put your kid on a leash. I learned that last time. My kid will be on a fucking leash. Is it because I want him on a leash? No. It's because he pissed me off so much. I'm tired. You're not running away. You know what I mean? So now you get to be the kid on the fucking leash that everybody's talking shit about. Because you
That's
can't
your
listen.
punishment. No, I mean, I will not roll my eyes. Everybody,
You know what? Let's make it a spiritual thing. Spiritually tethered so that you cannot escape
into traffic.
Yeah,
because
or
all those people drive.
yeah,
Oh,
seriously.
God. No, seriously.
I
Like,
mean, my husband, like, he's like, I do not want to put him on a leash, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, he took off.
like, you gotta keep up with, like, that would be my rule
Right.
with my husband. Like, you keep up with him then. I can't.
Oh no, like, he was throwing himself on the ground, and Bryson, oh, he made me so mad because it was embarrassing. But he was like throwing himself on the ground, so he just let go. And I was like, now everybody thinks you're a piece of shit dad because you just let him drop on the fucking ground.
Other parents that saw that know, if you know, you know. I get it.
Well, and these kids be like hanging, and I don't want to pop his arm out of his socket when
No.
they will pull.
Yep.
You
No.
know?
When my kids would play ragdoll, I would just be like, stop playing ragdoll. My daughter now says I was making fun of her and calling her a ragdoll. And I was like, no, I called you a ragdoll because you just went limp.
Right.
And you were going to hurt yourself.
You will.
And I'm not dragging you
will.
around.
You'll get like, what is it?
It's like, I think my mom called nanny arm. I think my
Ner-
mom called it nanny's arm.
Nanny's arm, or it's like
babysitter arm,
nursemaid's
like from being tugged by your arm. Yeah.
And it's like, if you drop all your weight on that arm while I'm holding your hand, I'm terrified I'm going to hurt you. So I'm just gonna,
yeah, like I feel bad that my daughter thinks of it as me making fun of her, but I literally would tell them, like, do not play ragdoll. Like, when they just go limp. And it's like, you are not a ragdoll. You are a little human being. Use your legs now, please. Because I can't fucking get you. Like, usually I've already got one of the other kids.
Right, exactly.
And it's like getting down and picking you all the way up. Like, please stop.
The little one was so cute last year for Halloween. He was the little baby, wasn't he? Was that last year?
Gomez, from the Addams Family.
Was that last year?
That what I think that was last year.
He's so big.
I know.
I'm gonna be sick.
Okay, spiritual Samhain, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Making your kids' costumes so much fun. Lolly was a spider, I think, for her second Halloween or her first Halloween. I can't remember, but it was so much fun to actually make her costume myself. We made a lot of their costumes.
Well, and you're putting,
and
you can
fun.
Put protections
You
into
can
it.
put
You can put,
protections
and the
into
kids have a blast doing it.
Well, and you stitch it with love, literally. I mean, you're putting love in the stitches for your kids or yourself or your partner, you know? Like, nobody is too old to wear a costume.
No, I'm wearing one. So my kids are going to go as Woody and Buzz. And then the little one, I found a little Jessie. onesie.
Oh,
I'm gonna get a Sid t-shirt. Like with the skull.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Sid. I mean, I hate him. He's so awful, but like that's amazing.
He's creepy.
But he's
Sid's
the best. You know what I
Sid is
mean?
a creepy bad guy. He is. He is. He is.
So
That's-
that'll be
yeah.
fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, I think it's very spiritual to teach your children. Like as most of us exist as pagans or witches, we don't necessarily have a gathering space we can go to where we can be proselytized to. So it's really up to us to teach our children about the spiritual aspects of the holiday while we get ready for the fun aspects of the holiday. You know, we can, while we're getting our costumes together or while we're getting our costumes on, we can teach our children about, in the old days, they put masks on. So when they walked around and the spirits were out, they would blend in and be safe. You know, like we can teach them where trick-or-treating comes from as we're getting ready to go trick-or-treating. It's very spiritual to share knowledge with your children or the youngers around you in any way, whether it's your nieces and nephews, your friends' kids that you're close to, your partner's children, whatever the case may be. Like that is a huge part of the spiritual aspect of Samhain, because they're going to learn about the fun Halloween stuff, right? As they go into school and things like that. You know, they're going to have the parties at school and, you know, they're going to get told the stories at school. But you can teach your kids those things, or the youngers in your life, those things that won't be taught elsewhere, because as pagans, it's kind of up to us to let our younger generation know. So that they can be interested, so they can learn more as they get older and find deeper spirituality within these celebrations that we hold, because this is a very spiritual time of the year. It is the time of the year where the veil is thin. The dead can walk the earth. We can communicate with our ancestors. And for the young kids, that, I mean, I talk to my ancestors all the time when I was like a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old. Kids can be spiritual. They can communicate with their ancestors. They can absolutely participate in those spiritual aspects without it being too scary for them. It's all about how we as the adults present that information. And I mean, that's a very spiritual aspect of this very spiritual holiday.
Yes.
Because even though I love all the mundane fun parts of it, they all have spiritual aspects that they are based on, and they're fucking fun in their spiritual aspects and in their mundane aspects.
Yes. Is there anything else you can think to say?
I mean, I could probably ramble on about different ways to do spiritual things, but what I would like to know is, what are ways you guys like to spend spiritually enjoying family and Samhain celebrations? Let us know in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe while you're doing so, or if you're on Spotify or Good Pods, there are places you can leave us comments there. We'd love to hear from you, because, well, it's Samhain, it's witches.
Yes. You can find us on Threads, Instagram, or Facebook at Witches Talking Tarot.
You can find us on the X at Classiest Witches, because we are the classiest witches, you know. And if you want to hear our previous Halloween episodes, just peek back to seasons 3 and 2, and there's definitely lots about Halloween there for you. So thank yous to Death by DVD,
Melissa,
Victoria,
and Pam.
We appreciate you for being our patrons on patreon.com. If you would like to support us there as well and get a spiffy little shout out of your own, you can find us on patreon.com/Witches Talking Tarot.
Thanks for sitting with us for a spell, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Enjoy. I fucking.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Amber. And we're Witches Talking Tarot.
We are the weirdos in the story.
I get song like a Santa's snubble. Flip the switch and let the cauldron bubble.
Sam.
Wow.